I realize I fucking ramble a lot, so feel free to cut out anything. Cut out all of it.
It's okay, man. We're not using film, dude. Like, we're a digital recording. We can fuck it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Over and over. These tapes aren't going to come back to bite us in the ass.
Can you imagine like having like something like that where like every like bit of like recording is like money? You're just like, fuck.
Like those old school one takes. Yeah, I have such an appreciation for that.
Oh, like in movies?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, like single scenes that are just like long and like down a hall or whatever. And you're just like, damn, dude, that was like 90 seconds of like without a cut. And they, 8 characters are involved and they all did something or whatever. Like, how long it probably took to get that? Like,
right.
I love that shit. You never see that anymore. There's this Netflix movie with Chris Hemsworth. That's the Thor guy, right? Called like The Extractor, I think, or something.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. And it's just like mercenary dude, and he's smuggling this like little Indian kid out of the country or whatever because he has like a hit on him or something like that. And he's like protecting him.
Right.
They shot. I'm sure I've gushed about this before actually because it was so dope. But they do this scene where it's like a 14-minute long, or maybe even longer, like where they make it look like they do it in one shot, and they use digital like shit to like change between cutscenes.
Yeah.
So there's this like one part where the end of the scene zooms in after he like does something and like hops in a truck and then like slams the door shut and the camera continues to come in and then it hits like the door and you just see like a close up of like the door with like the frame or whatever. And then it comes up to like the driver's side and you see him and then another scene starts, right? They actually stopped the camera to like do that second scene, but use digital shit to like blend
it.
Because if you know how to do it, you can do it fucking seamlessly. If you're like, all right, now we're going to zoom in on this door where there's only like a handful of details that we need to fucking match perfectly instead of doing it on like a scene where there's like a guy in the foreground.
Yeah, so much continuity.
Yes, exactly. What if you do a zoom up of a fucking door that's like a beige color or whatever, it's fucking cake to fucking like make it look the same, right? And they do this like multiple minute long sequence or whatever of like a fight scene where this dude and it's fucking raw, dude. It is just like, god damn.
Yeah, it keeps you in it.
Yes, dude. And I was just really like refreshed to see that. I'm like, you never see that in today. People like directors of today don't give a fuck about that kind of thing, dude. They don't care. Like,
yeah, I was watching Quantum of Solace the other day.
That movie's good.
I like it.
It's good.
The camera cuts.
Was that the first scene, or is that the movie where the first scene is where he's running on the crane?
That's Casino Royale.
Okay.
This is the follow up to that.
Yes. Okay. No, hold on. This is the one then where they're running through like Venice or something. It ends with him like falling off like a scaffolding thing, right? And grabbing a rope and fucking shooting the dude at the end. Yeah, that seems fucking cool, dude.
But that camera just cuts so much. It's a bit distracting. It takes me out of it.
Yeah, it's so adrenaline fueled that like you're like, bro, you don't need to cut it like this.
Yeah.
It's too quick. It's too like jerky and
like
flashy.
The camera doesn't stay in one place for more than like a few seconds unless somebody's just talking and like there's nothing else going on.
Yes.
But any of the
action sequences are like cut. Yeah. Some of the cuts are like less than a second long, and that's annoying. I totally get that. Where this is the opposite. This just fucking leaves it on, dude, and just lets it like simmer and you to just soak up the scene. You know what I mean?
Transformers had some of that problem too.
I only watched like the first and second half of the second one.
Yeah, but if you watch the Transformers, like the fight sequences, which it makes even less sense because it's digital. Like you don't need to do that kind of stuff. But there's just
epilepsy inducing.
It's hard
fucking
to read. It's hard to follow what the hell's happening. You just like it looks like I know people make the joke of action figures smashing each other. That's what it looks like.
Really,
it's digital action figures smashing into each other,
just like a freaking Robot Chicken episode, basically. Like, that's awesome. Yeah, I've heard that complaint a lot too. I kind of sympathize with the Transformers one, but I heard that complaint a lot the reboots of the Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
Which I didn't agree though, because I was like, well, bro, it would be like intense and like sensory overloading or whatever, dude. You're talking about a space battle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People getting sucked out and lasers flying all over the place and people warping over here and warping over there and freaking,
I actually really liked the J.J. Abrams stuff.
I thought it was great, dude. People really give it a bad, like, rap, all this. I didn't even know. Like, I was online the other day and this guy was just shitting all over it. And was like, and we all know that, like, they suck. I'm like, he does
need to chill with the lens flares. J.J. Abrams just loves his lens flares.
That's true. I did notice that actually in the very first one where they're doing like that scene of Kirk's dad and stuff. I was just like, oh, it's pretty. It's lens flaring. And then somebody's like, yeah, you see that all the time. And I'm like, oh my God, you totally do. Yeah.
It's like listening to someone singing and then you notice they're breathing and you can't fucking stop.
Yeah,
hearing
now you
them
can't
breathing.
just focus. Yeah, you're like, damn it, it's really distracting. Yeah, that's true. The third Star Trek sucked though. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like it at all.
One? Oh, I didn't. Beyond?
Exactly.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, no, the second one was dope. Into Darkness, I think is what it was with Cumberbatch. Yeah, it was great, dude. I actually liked that one a lot because it finally showed what Klingons really would not look like, but how they would act. Mm-hmm. And they're basically like commandos. They're like space Vikings,
right,
dude? You know what I mean? Like they're just full on like marauders and like warriors and stuff, and it's dope. Like they're rappelling off of like space cruisers and like, you know, have like commando uniforms and shit. I'm like, that's how it would be. These are like warriors from like the, what is it, like 22nd, 3rd, 4th century, whatever the fuck it is. Like, so I really liked it too. I don't know why people shit on it so much, but the guy that got to be Kirk, well, all of them actually, fucking like Spock, fucking they all did a really great job and stuff. But the guy who got to play for Kirk is perfect, dude. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked it a lot. Haters can fuck off.
I have a love-hate relationship with Zack Snyder.
Yeah, he's not really even on my radar at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some of the movies that he's done and stuff I've liked, and he's kind of hit and miss with me.
I love his fucking style, but dude needs to stay away from the writing room.
Just have him direct and don't.
Yeah, but I don't think he would do a movie where he was not in charge of the story at all.
There's a lot of people
he
that are
wouldn't
like
just
that.
Direct.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, he has to be like integrally involved.
Yeah.
Is that the right word I'm thinking of? Yeah. Integral to the.
So, but like if you watch his movies and you just like shut off your brain, they're fucking great. Without the terminology, it sounds really fucking stupid what I'm talking about, but he just has an eye. Like the scene in Batman vs. Superman where Superman's out in space with the fucking nuke and it's like this fucking face. Oh, dude, that's so cool. And like the whole nightmare scene.
It's like cinematography. Where we talk about where we're in the desert and like Batman's like fighting all these like.
Amazing. I was like, Superman, give me just a whole movie like this.
Totally.
It's great.
I need to see Batman vs. Superman, the uncut, like.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I haven't seen that yet either. Yeah. I want to go back and watch some of them, like Man of Steel and stuff. I remember kind of liking it. I like you were saying, like the cinematography of it. It's not bad. Like it's okay. Like I like you're saying, like I like how they tried to like do like an origin story for Superman. You know what I mean? And not make it like, you know, incredibly freaking cheesy.
Yeah, just don't think too hard, and his movies are great.
Yeah. Didn't he do something with Watchmen?
Yeah, he did the Watchmen movie.
That one was really good.
Yeah, he did Watchmen, 300, the Dawn of the Dead remake.
He did do 300. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. And
and Watchmen and 300 were both Frank Miller comics,
he loves Frank Miller, yeah.
Nice. Who doesn't love Frank Miller? Yeah. Come on. I didn't see Justice League. Was it good? I'll take that as a no.
Dude, that's a complicated question.
You're picking fights, bro, and you're fucking asking questions like that, dude.
No, because
you're asking me to take sides.
Zack Snyder started the movie, and then he had to leave because he had some family issues.
And like
They brought in Joss Whedon.
That's right.
They did like some reshoots, and so we have to see what the
we
Snyder
got was some
cut.
sort of like weird Frankenstein fucking zombie of a movie.
There were some cool things about it, but overall,
when you say it like that, that's not. Yeah, that doesn't make me.
Most people would hate it, but it takes a lot for me to hate a movie.
Word.
So it was enjoyable.
Word.
Worth the price of admission.
Oh, there you go. That should maybe be the standard.
Naturally, your brain wants to be like, well, it's not as good as the Avengers movie.
Yeah, well,
Even though you really shouldn't be comparing them, but
not really. Yeah. I would really like DC to kind of really get its foothold on movies and kind of really fall into its style.
Yeah,
something that's different than Marvel, distinctly different and good in its own, like, you know, as good in its own like way.
Yeah, which is so strange to me that they brought in Joss Whedon.
Yeah,
we'll see how the Snyder Cut turns out.
So wait, they have like separate cut movies?
Oh, you're not aware?
Oh my God, is this really what we're going into as a fucking world, dude? We're gonna have it's like a Blade Runner movie. Situation. Yeah, exactly.
It's even worse. It's even worse because
no, it's actually way worse. Check this out.
So Snyder has his followers and his fans, and they started a whole hashtag movement and everything. And then eventually they basically people make the joke that they memed it into existence. And so now they actually brought Zack Snyder back and gave him a little bit of money. They did a little bit more shooting because I guess the original movie had like 270 minutes of footage or something. And then like the final movie's like, just about 2 hours.
Jesus.
So yeah, they're releasing it on HBO Max as like a 4-part series or something like that. So
that could be cool.
Yeah.
Damn. So I wonder if like long form content is gonna have like a place.
It could be. Yeah. I mean, you couldn't release Wild Country on fucking History Channel.
No, exactly. And you couldn't release it on like theaters. Mm-hmm. You couldn't sit down and put all that shit into a 2-hour long movie. Yeah. No way, dude. Right. Like there's just too much content.
Right. That's what I'm talking about for like the creators. They have the ability to release the things they want to do.
I think there's a space available for people to do that now. You know what I mean? Like we don't have to have one or the other, because somebody had a good point, dude. For telling fictional stories, movies are a great medium. Mm-hmm. But for telling nonfiction stories, movies are like probably the worst medium.
Especially if Hollywood gets involved.
Yeah, no, right. Yeah, no kidding. That's guaranteed, right? And it's guaranteed to suck. I heard that and I totally agree, dude, because people that are looking for educational stuff and entertainment too, you know, you don't want to just be like, you know, you want to be entertained while you're learning about stuff. Yeah. I think those people will like search out the longer form discussions, the longer form content and stuff.
I think about this a lot, the advantages of different mediums in regards to storytelling, and the advantages and disadvantages of different mediums.
Totally. And why it like confuses people sometimes when people pick like the wrong medium to do certain things. I can't really think of an example.
Yeah, and then sometimes you can successfully translate some things into different mediums, sometimes you can't.
Yeah, totally. Good call.
Yeah, I love video games. But they're not perfect for everything.
No, not at all. But they are fucking. And I love video games too, because video games. Dude, you can do a story that like takes 50 hours to tell.
Right.
But it's cool because you just do it in little like bits or whatever.
See, but here's the problem with video games. Like if the controls suck, you're not going to play that game.
That's also true. It can be the greatest story ever, but if
it's janky, you just
that's true. So video games have more variables involved, but once you nail those variables, it makes it all that more like satisfying. Because there's a lot of games that are like that, dude. That are big, open world, great story. Like Red Dead 2 is like my go-to for that one or whatever. Or like The Last of Us 2, which is what you were talking about earlier. Giant, you know, and the gameplay's good, the plot's good.
Even though they're making like an HBO series or something now for it.
For The Last of Us?
The thing about that game is you have to be the one in control of the things. That's what brings you connected to the characters. That's what makes you involved in what's going on.
Yeah, choice and consequence.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have those two things, what's the point?
You have to be the guy that's sitting there fucking violently killing somebody, you know, to protect whatever the hell. Like,
it's the Thanos choice. But yeah, no, that's why freaking characters that have like depth or whatever are far more like entertaining. You know what I mean? Instead of these like 2-dimensional, I'm evil. Why? Right. Just because.
Right.
It's my thing. But like if you have characters that are like, you know, technically the antagonist, but you can kind of sympathize with them, it makes the kind of, you know, it makes the person consuming that content very like, oh man, like what would I do? Like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean?
You can even have that same kind of thing in a book. You know, a book could have a really great story, but if it's written in a way that you don't like, if you don't like the prose or you don't like the dialogue or whatever the hell, you know, that can put you off of it.
Oh man, I used to get so like frustrated when I play Guitar Hero, and we would have like 2 or 3 controllers or whatever in my like roommate's dorm or whatever, and if I got the shitty one, I wouldn't even play because I was just like, "What's the point?
The green button's stuck on."
Yeah, exactly. Like I can't even do it on fucking expert mode. Okay, when I'm trying to play YYZ. Or YYZ? Sorry, how dare I?
Do you enjoy the show and want to help it grow? Don't hesitate. Like, share, and donate.
Sorry, I know we got off on another tangent.
It's cool. I mean,
that's like even usable. But
maybe
who cares?
At the very end, at the very least, it's bonus stuff, and even less of that, it's just practice for us talking.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
sorry, I should have thrown more fart jokes in there. Sorry.
When you said, I'm going to pull out my best dick jokes, was that a joke in and of itself?
Yeah, pull out.
Okay, because I didn't get it until I was editing it.
I should have said whipped out my best fucking dick jokes. That's what that would have been fucking funny. Because when I said it and I thought like, oh, it would have been fucking greater if you would have said whipped. That would have been fucking, I'm going to whip out my best dick jokes. Did you ever see that fucking movie? It's like Role Models or something. Yeah. And it has like Stifler and fucking one of the other guys. Yeah. It was hilarious. And the guy's all like fucked up and he goes up to do like a
presentation.
Yeah, exactly. To all the kids and stuff. Yeah. He's like, drugs, drug awareness, anti-drugs. What do we do? Don't talk about drugs. Why do people do drugs? Why do people do drugs? I don't know, because they're fucking awesome. Like, I was like, that's some real fucking talk right there.